So, in our pop lesson today and this week, we are going to be talking about how do I revise my story when I want to add something and when I want to delete something. We've done that with some revision strips in class. We have talked about adding more details sometimes. But today we're going to look at it and what it looks like in a story that's already been written. And when they ask me questions, what do I do? So we're going to do a little practice together first. So when you have a revision passage where you're going to be adding and taking things away, you always want to read the passage because you need to know what it's about. If you're going to be taking things out and you're going to be adding things, then we need to know what the story is about. It says, do you have a special place that you like to spend time at? Well, I sure do. There's tons of things to do at my friend's house. If we were bored, we usually talk about school, and we also talk about stories we hear on the news. One of the best places to do that is in Donna's room. We usually sit on her bed. We lean back on her comfy pillows and start up a conversation. That is, we do that if we are tired and don't have a lot of energy. The trampoline is the place to go. Quick as a flash, we're out the door and back into the backyard. My other friend, Natalie, lives across the street. If Donna's mom lets us, we usually get the hose and have a water fight. After a while, we are soaking wet and laughing our hearts out. As you can see, Donna and I always have something to do at her house. We have so much fun together. So let's look at this first question. It says a sentence is needed to state the topic of the paper. Which of the following should be added after sentence 2? So we want to think about what was this story about? The key word here is a topic sentence. A topic sentence is going to tell me what my story is going to be about. So here it says, do you have a special place that you like to spend time at? Well, I sure do. And where did they tell us later on in the story? She said they like to go to Donna's. And so let's look here. Have a special place is important. That doesn't really give me the topic of my story. Where's your special place? Well, I definitely don't want to put another question if I already asked that question. I do lots of stuff here. Well, we still don't know where here is because we didn't say where it was in that first paragraph. Or D, my special place is at my friend Donna's house. So let's read that again in that paragraph. Do you have a special place that you like to spend time at? Well, I sure do. My special place is at my friend Donna's house. It told her special place and it told us exactly where it was at. So D would be correct for that one. Which transition word or phrase could best be added to the beginning of sentence 9? So a transition word is just helping me go from one idea to the next idea. So we have next, for example, if we do have energy, or lastly. So let's go back to that sentence. It says the trampoline is a place to go. What could we put in front of that? So they're thinking like we were in the room and now we're going to go to the trampoline. Next, the trampoline is the place to go. Does that really make sense? It doesn't really flow together. For example, the trampoline is a place to go. No, not really giving me an example. If we do have energy, the trampoline is the place to go. And I really like how it's saying if we have energy, then we're going to go do this. Or lastly, well, I don't think it was the last thing that they did, and it wasn't telling me things in order. So I do think that if we do have energy would probably be the best choice there. The third paragraph, sentences 9 through 13, is hard to follow because which of the sentences does not belong? So sometimes in these stories, they will put things that don't really go with the story, like, or in that paragraph. Like, so maybe I'm talking about pizza and sometimes I throw in something about a dog. So let's read this paragraph and figure out which one of these sentences doesn't really fit. The trampoline is a place to go. Quick as a flash, we're out the door and back into the backyard. That's all talking about the trampoline, going outside. My other friend, Natalie, lives across the street. If Donna's mom lets us, we get the hose and have a water fight. After a while, we are soaking wet and laughing our hearts out. So they're talking about jumping on the trampoline in the backyard. They're talking about having a water hose in the backyard. But sentence 11, my other friend Natalie lives across the street. How is that on topic about activities to do in the backyard? So do you see how that one doesn't really flow with the rest of them? So I would say sentence 11 needs to be deleted because it's not on topic. Which of the following should be added after sentence 15 to create the most effective closing? So like our story's ending and I want to wrap it up. So let's read that last paragraph one more time. As you can see, Donna and I always have something to do at her house. We have so much fun together. This is the end of my special place story. We never want to say this is the end of my story. Never, 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 never. My friend is the best part of my life. Was it talking about her friend being the best part? Donna's house is an awesome place. Yes, I think C is a good choice because Donna's house is where the whole story was about. So it's like wrapping it back up. Okay. And then this last one. The author would like to add the following detail to the third paragraph. Before I know it, we are jumping like a bunch of kangaroos. So if we want to add this sentence is given extra detail, where should we put this? So in here, the trampoline is the place to go. Quick as a flash, we're out the door and in the backyard. Before I know it, we are jumping like a bunch of kangaroos. So yeah, I would want to put it right after sentence 10 because we're out the back door and then we're jumping. So you want to make sure when you're inserting a sentence, it goes in the order of something that is happening.